Hey folks, Jake and I are here to shoot a random pickups video. This is stuff that I've been picking up here and there, and I've got some books, got some concert DVDs, got a couple CDs, got a couple albums. So we're going to jump right in here, and I've tried to film this a couple times now. Getting a little frustrated, aren't we, Jake? You look like you're about ready for a nap. Anyway, let's start with the books. First, there's Elwoods Blues. It's of course, this is written by Dan Aykroyd and Ben Manila. We're not licking books today, are we, Jake? Anyway, it's a great overview. Lots of good information about blues artists in here. Covers a lot of different blues artists. It gives pictures of them. Let's see if I can. Here we go. There's R.L. Burnside, and so there's a ton of good blues information here. Oh, there's Ray Charles. How about that? Great buddy guy. So that's Elwoods Blues, of course, playing off the character from the Blues Brothers, and was very excited. I picked this up off of eBay. This was $3.50 shipped. So if you're trying to find a book that's a good primer, a good introductory book, that is the book to get. Also picked up An Outlaw and a Lady by Jessie Coulter, who of course was married to Waylon Jennings. She's a country artist of note in her own right. Let's see. Here's a good picture. Her and Waylon. Alright. So that's Jessie Coulter. I picked this up at Ollie's. Ollie's is kind of an outlet store, not dissimilar to Big Lots, which we also have around here. Okay. And then finally, man, I also got this next album at got this next book at Ollie's, and man, what a book. This was $5, and it's a hardcover, 2 Minutes to Midnight, and Iron Maiden Day by Day. Holy cow. Great book. You can see how thick it is. Lots of cool artwork from Iron Maiden memorabilia, from singles, from album covers. Gives you a timeline and some history. Let's see if I I tried this in one of the previous attempts, and it always seems like I somehow missed the better pages as far as the artwork's concerned, but just kind of give you an idea of yeah. So I was very pleased to pick this up for $5. You can't pick up a magazine these days for $5 anymore. Why is this phone? I'm sorry about these notifications. I have no idea how this phone is not even connected. I'm just using it as a camera. So how is it getting notifications? Unless it's because I've got it hooked up to the computer, but that doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, let's keep rolling. Now let's do concert DVDs. Yesterday I was at the Great Escape, picked up some blues concert DVDs, Lost Lonely Boys. This is English is failing me this morning. Texican Style, live from Austin. So that's Lost Lonely Boys. Oh, I can't believe this. $3 for a Stevie Ray Vaughan DVD. So it's Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. This is live at the El Macambo. Live at the El Macambo. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. That should be awesome. And then finally, this was the most expensive one, but it's Foghat, the Millennium Tour. I looked online while I was in the store, and most copies of this are going for 2 to 3 times. I guess it's out of print, but it's going for 2 to 3 times what I paid for it. All right, so then I went to an outlet store, and I picked up. They had a special deal. You could either pick up, and I'll show you one. You can either pick up 1 DVD for $6, or you could pick up 6 DVDs for $10. Of course, I went through and found six music DVDs to pick up. Got James Brown live at Montreux. I didn't have any James Brown in my collection, so I was glad to get this. This is live at Montreux 1981. Then I found Phil Collins, Going Back. Now this is him doing soul music. So, I would have been more excited about like a solo concert or even a Genesis DVD, but for $1.75 I wasn't going to leave it. Paul McCartney, easily my favorite Beatle, The Space Within Us. This DVD was filmed for A&E. A lot of great songs, both Beatles songs and solo. Yeah, great stuff. Like Maybe I'm Amazed, Eleanor Rigby, Got to Get You Into My Life, Hey Jude, Helter Skelter. So that'll be a great one. Paul Rodgers and Friends. Paul Rodgers being the lead singer for Bad Company. This, and what friends, man? We're talking Brian May, Jason Bonham, Steve Lukather from Toto, Eddie Kirkland, Luther Allison, and Neil Schon of Journey. And from what I understand, this is a blues concert. I thought I read, this was in July 1994. The tour and supported Paul Rodgers' Muddy Waters Blues album. So there you have it. Should be a good one. Then found Motley Crue, Greatest Video Hits. I don't probably need to say a whole lot about that. The one that caught my eye right off the bat, and I didn't have any material by this band, Fight, The War of Words. This is both, it's, from what I understand, I haven't popped it open yet, but it's 2 discs, I believe. One is the DVD, it's the movie War of Words, and it lists both documentary and concert. It also has a CD for Fight, War of Words, remixed and remastered. So I'll have to pop this open soon and rip that music to my phone so I can listen to it. Okay, let's get into the CDs. Usually don't find very much metal in this town for some reason, so when you see it, you kind of have to grab it. I paid $2 a piece for these CDs, so First one's Motley Crue, Generation Swine. The next one, Skid Row, self-titled. Now the next one's the one that really, while I was glad to pick up the other two, this one really intrigued me the most. It's a band called Squad 50. They're a punk band, a Christian punk band, and this is Bombs Over Broadway. Now what's really almost prophetic and kind of creepy about this is this album came out in 2000. I guess a little over a year before 9/11, and but there you have the album cover with the bombers headed toward the World Trade Center, and the song "Bombs Over Broadway" is just kind of warning about that type of attack. Here's the band. Another picture of the band on the back. That's Squad 50, punk band. So, all right. Now, picked up 4 albums lately, and this one I had to pull up YouTube on while I was in the store and kind of listen to some samples. It's Wet Willie, Drippin' Wet, and I'm a sucker for that kind of 50s, 60s sci-fi type artwork, alien invasion artwork. So that got my attention. But when I listened to the samples, it turned out, oddly enough, to be blues music. I should have known it because they're on Capricorn Records, and which is the same label that Grinder Switch is on, and they're one of my favorite blues rock bands. So I'm very intrigued and interested into getting into that album. Then I picked up, and this was only $3, man, the Souther Hillman Foray Band, Trouble in Paradise. As everybody knows, I've been on a real Richie Foray kick, and now I'm starting to really get into Chris Hillman. This was put out on Asylum Records in '75. Original inner sleeve. The custom center ring, because that's not the Asylum center ring. Alright, then I picked up, I was in Surface Noise. I found this in the metal section, though it's not really a metal album. I would say that this is, it's been listed as both progressive jazz and progressive rock. Or I'm sorry, jazz fusion or progressive rock. I would say I'd call it more progressive rock. And it's Ian Gillan band, Scarabus. Ian Gillan, of course, being of Deep Purple fame. But yeah, that cover kind of drew me in. I listened to some samples and thought it sounded cool. So I'm not real familiar with the album, but familiar enough to know. Listened enough to know that it's more progressive rock than anything. There it is on Island Records. So, and then finally, McAlpin, Aldridge, Rock, and Sarzo, Project Driver. Let me pull it out of this sleeve so you can see it a little better. Yeah, so it's Robert Rock, lead vocals, Rudy Sarzo, bass, Tony McAlpin, guitars and keyboards, Tommy Aldridge, drums. Here's the band on the back. Know all those musicians, and so I didn't hesitate on getting this, even though I've never really heard this album. But I wasn't going to pass it up because it's got Rob Rock on it, and I'm a huge fan of his. Rob Rock is a Christian metal vocalist that has sang on a bunch of bands, including, I like his solo work. I've got one of his CDs on that and a DVD. And then I've also got, I'm trying to pick it, whenever I can find it affordable, I'm trying to pick up Impellitteri stuff whenever I can. I don't think I have, but maybe one album of theirs and a bootleg MP3, a live bootleg, and it's amazing. There it is, Shrapnel Records. Let me... There you go. So I can't wait to get those cleaned up and spin them. So at least maybe I've cut a few minutes off of this video. So for me, for Jakers, are you being that way? Really? Huh? All right. Cats. So, for me, for Jake, I hope you're having a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.